And yet another session of Teach Me How to Cook, the festive season edition. With me today, I have Denise. I'm not going to say her surname. She's going to tell us who she is. You know, we have different cultures, different tribes in this edition of the festive season. We just want to know what they do during the festive season and the type of cultures that they follow. And, you know, we all have these different cultures that we follow, and also the different foods that they enjoy as a family or alone by themselves during this festive season. And yeah, Denise, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks for Elizabeth. How are you?
I'm okay. Can you please, we just want to know who Denise is. We just don't want to know about your recipes or what you do during the festive season without knowing, without hearing who you are. People want to know who's this Denise who's maybe good at cooking asbrood or who's good at slaughtering a cow or a goat. But we want to know who you are and where you're from.
My name is Denise Mororwa. I'm a village girl, or a girl from the reservoir, from Omaruru Dongres constituency. Basically, that's where my passion lies. That's where my passion lies, is in the reservoir. That's where my grandparents originate from. That's where the foundation was laid in who I am as a person. So I'm a village girl. Basically, in essence, that's all I am. I'm just a village girl.
For interest's sake, which side is the village, the reservoir?
Dongres constituency, particularly Okombaye, is in the Omaruru district. It is about 60 kilometers on the gravel road from Omaruru to Uis, between Omaruru and Omashite, basically. That's where we are located.
How many kilometers is it from Windhoek?
From Windhoek, it's about 300.
300.
So between 300 to 400 kilometers, because you drive to Karibib, and then you turn off to the Omaruru road from Karibib. So it's about a good 300 kilometers.
Basically, as far as Windhoek to the coastal area, to Swakop.
Yeah, slightly less than that, but yes, almost that same distance.
For interest's sake, how often do you go there?
I travel to the reservoir minimum once a month. As I said, I'm a farm girl. So I'm into farming. So, you know, when you are into farming and when you have livestock, it is necessary, especially for us that are in cities and in towns, just to go back and check up on how everything is doing. So I travel minimum once a month, if need be more than that, but once a month is mandatory.
So you're literally not a city girl at all.
Not at all.
Not at all. So after the break, we're going to talk about the festive season. Also, meaning that it's not only you actually mentioned that it's not only during the festive season that you have to travel there. You also travel once a month, which is interesting. I think it's going to make it easy when we talk about maybe food and your livestock and everything. We're excited to hear about that. So after the break, we're going to talk more to Denise. We are back and we are still with Miss Denise. Ngaruses. Oh, the clicks with Miss Denise. Ngaruses. Miss Denise, for interest's sake, before we continue, what tribe are you?
I am a mixture of between Damara and Herero. Both my parents had one parent that is either Damara or Herero. So both my parents are basically the same as me, but they are also what we call mixed breeds, basically.
Yeah, so you're also a mixed breed, just like your
parents. Yeah,
that's just like your parents.
Yes.
You know what is funny, because when you go to the south, you find that mixed breed, but they are called Orlams. So I don't know if the name is different when you come up here, when you go to Okombaye, because it's basically the same. Orlams is a mixture between Herero and Damara.
Orlam is a mixture between a Nama and then almost like the Kwesan and then the Herero people from the south. But funny enough, my father's bloodline actually originates from the Orlam people also.
I see. So it's just a mixture between, it's a Herero that is mixed with the cliques.
Yes, yeah.
So since it's festive season, everybody's excited. We are all excited. We just want to know, how do you remember? I don't want to say, if I say Christmas, then we put festive season in a box. Festive season is not actually really, Christmas is the highlight, but festive season is I don't want to put words in your mouth, but for me, festive season is about a time for family and everything. How do you remember festive season from back then compared to how festive season is now? What do you used to do as a family or individually or as a child?
Festive season for me was, as you say, the highlight of the year, basically. That was the time when you knew family that is so far away, family that is so distant in terms of where they live and where they reside and where they work. You would always get together. So that is what festive season was for me as a child growing up. It was the coming together of family. It was the coming together of friends, of acquaintances. So I grew up in a house that was so filled with laughter. My grandmother's sisters, wherever they were, would come in, all of their children and all of their spouses. And we grew up in a generation where you didn't have cousins, we didn't have nieces, we didn't have nephews, we had brothers and sisters. Irrespective of whether you come from the same father or mother, whether you're brothers' kids, whether you're cousins' kids, you were brothers and sisters. That's with the generation that we come from. So we grew up in a time where Christmas or the festive season was one of festivity, was one of coming together, was one of reminiscing about who we are as a people, and just, having that unity. And it was about unifying. That is what it was. What it is now is more of an isolated event where we are now moving into a nucleus family, where we are forgetting that we actually come as an African culture and people that come from African culture and heritage, that we come from extended family, and that extended family is what makes up the component of family in an African culture. So we are now moving towards nucleus family, where it's only you, your siblings, your parents, and it's not the same anymore. It doesn't have the same impact on us as a people anymore. We are too isolated now. But I try by all means to ensure that, especially when I go to the reservat and so forth, to make sure that the uncles, the grandfathers, whoever is there that is part of the family is included in whatever festivities that we have got on for Christmas and so forth.
Because a lot of people would say that Christmas is the only time that you could get new clothes. It was known for you. You're gonna get new clothes, you're gonna slaughter a goat, a cow, and everything.
Yes.
And like some people also mentioned that now people, when it comes to Christmas, people can afford a ticket to Cape Town instead of getting together as a family and, remembering family trees and talking about that. People just, you take a trip to Cape Town, you take a trip to Joburg, you go out, people are rather traveling instead of, How important is it that we get together as people during festive seasons? How important is it for the next generation? Let's talk about you, for example. How important is it for the gathering during festive seasons for your family? How do you think it will impact the generation that is coming?
I think it's pivotal that we keep to the tradition of coming together. Yes, you can afford to fly to Cape Town. Yes, you can afford to fly to Europe or wherever you're going. But then that's how we are losing our tradition as an African culture, because our tradition is one of coming together. Our tradition is one of passing on our heritage. And by heritage, I mean little things. You take a child today that was born in the 2000s to the village or to the reservoir. They don't know how to slaughter a goat. We grew up in an era where I, as a girl child, grew up on a donkey cart. And that was the highlight for me, because I knew the minute I grew up in Wolfish Bay, the minute I come from Wolfish Bay to the reservoir, those were the things that I was looking forward to. I was looking forward to getting on the back of a horse, getting on the back of a donkey, getting, into a donkey cart, going and slaughtering with the boys, Those type of things, and it's small little traditions, and that's where I got my heritage from. Is from my grandmother that taught me how to bake traditional Oshiroro bread on the fire. But today's children don't even know how to cook on the fire. I grew up in a tradition where you wake up 6 o'clock in the morning before your grandparents or whoever's they are in the house wakes up. You go make the fire. You put on the teapot, and you come and give them their tea, their coffee in bed while they are still in bed. But children did not sleep later than the adults in the era that we grew up. And it's little things like that, things that teach us discipline, things that teach us heritage, that we are losing with this generation. And those are things that come from taking your kids to Swakop for holiday. I'm not saying people should not do it, but that also people should not compromise heritage and the things that we come from and that we originated from for the sake of the luxuries that the world has to offer today.
Awesome. Yeah. Okay, after the break, we spoke about, we have a little background about your festive season and family and heritage and everything. So after the break, we're gonna go more into details. This is Teach Me How to Cook. We're gonna go more into detail about your favorite meals, your favorite dishes, and what you cook on a normal Christmas day or on a New Year's Eve. But I think more Christmas Day. So after the break. And we are back. We are still with Miss Denise. Naruses. Those clicks, I'm telling you, those clicks. We were talking about Christmas. We had a little background about Christmas, how she grew up, and not Christmas, festive season in general. So we want to know about food now. Christmas Day. Let's start with your shopping before you go to the farm. The shopping. We just want to know what is in those bags before you go for Christmas. What are the things that you really buy and say that we will need these things. I need these things so that I cannot do without these things, these groceries on the farm. We want to know what is in those bags when you leave. The first thing that you do when you go do shopping, when you leave.
When I go to shopping, the most important thing for me is flour. It's baking flour. I'm a baker by nature, like I said. One of the things that really pull at my heartstrings is baking, because that is something that my grandmother taught me how to do. And lucky for me or unlucky for me, I'm the one that knows best in the house. So everybody's just waiting for Denise to come and be the one that does the baking and the bread and the whatever needs to be baked. So that is the most important. There must always be flour. My grandmother taught me flour, sugar, salt, and pap. Those are the things that are staple in any female's household. So those things are staple when we first
flour, sugar, salt.
Yeah, flour, sugar, salt, pap.
Pap.
Yes, those are the things that we don't do without. So those are the first things that I go and grab when it comes to Christmas shopping. And not forgetting the penultimate, the highlight of any Christmas dinner or Christmas lunch, potato salad, guys.
Oh, okay.
Potato salad, it's a must. Everybody will be looking for it, even if you want to fancy, get to fancy things and fancy up your dinner and so forth.
So the first thing that you buy, sorry to cut you, the first thing that you buy is flour, salt, pap,
and potatoes.
And potatoes.
And then, yes.
Okay, the ingredients it must be there. Then it's not a festive season
without... It's not a festive season without potato salad. Yes. And then the other things you really don't need, because it's meat. So going to the recipe for us, it's the slaughtering of a sheep or the slaughtering of a goat that basically rounds up your... So we grew up where... the Christmas dinners were not fancy.
Yeah. You
didn't have the fanciest of recipes. You didn't have the things that I cook now, because now I make it a bit more fancy. But growing up, the thing was my grandfather slaughtering for us, and you cooked around the meat that was there. So you made sure that your potato salad was there. They made sure whatever pasta salad was there, in rice and so forth. So that is what we grew up on. But nowadays, I make it a bit more fancy. This year, I actually spoke to my mom this morning, and I instructed her to say, listen, you must go to the butchery. I want at least 2 cow tongues. So I like the cold cuts to make the cold cuts. So cow tongue, there must be gammon. So we cook that as well. And then from there on, we just do like a spread of cold meat and, things that you can snack on. And then salads. Salads, because there's always going to be a bride. There's always going to be a bride.
Take me through your Christmas morning when you wake up. When you start preparing the food. How many what do you do? Like you share responsibilities, you cook this and that. Your Christmas morning in general.
Christmas or any cooking event in our house is a solo event for me.
Oh, you do it all?
I do it all.
Okay.
Because unfortunately I have one elder sister. She is the cleaner in the house, and she will clean the house from top to bottom. She doesn't have
I heard
time
of
to
somebody's interview, somebody mentioned that I know I'm more the cleaning.
Yes. So she will clean that house from top to bottom, and she will not go near a pot because she says her grandmother taught her. It's funny enough, we share the same grandmother. So my grandmother taught me how to cook. She taught the other one how to clean. So that is where the difference comes in. So it's a solo event for me. It starts the night before. So I do the prepping for the salads and everything the night before. If there's cold cuts, like I said, cow tongue, the gammon, and those are already cooked and marinated, and whatever I need to do the night before. And the meat for the bride is also marinated the night before, so that on the morning that we wake up, you just put the salads together. Normally it's a church morning for us. Christmas Day is a church morning for us, so you just quickly just put everything together so that by the time we come back, all we need to do is just fry. Yeah, and then you put out the spread. Yeah, but it's a hectic day where, yes, it's a solo event for me, but I have people that I give little instructions here and there. They'll go and do this for me, do that for me. Mostly that is my bonus dad.
Okay.
Yeah, my bonus dad. So he's the one that always has to say, I have to call him and say, Pa, come cut this meat for me. Go and do this with that meat for me. Bring this for me here. Come and carry this. It's too heavy. So he's always the person that I, send around to help me. And he's such a helping and such a gentleman, always willing to do these things. So, yeah. And then I have my mother, who's giving me instructions on how to cook my recipes that I have come up with. So, yeah. But it's a nice getting together, because even though you're the one doing the cooking, you're surrounded by people that are just there having a conversation with you, laughter, getting together. And that is what festive season is about. And that is what we are forgetting, that it's not just about Christmas. It's not about the Christmas clothes and the Christmas gifts, but it's about the coming together of people. That we live in a society that is so fast-paced, and that we forget, we get so busy that is the time that we get to just unwind and catch up and be with each other and remember that, yes, we've got each other. Yeah. Usually
the coming together, I've realized, is people, I don't know the type of language that food has, but the coming together usually happens when there's food.
Yes.
When there is food.
Yes.
So after the break, we want to know how you prepare your salad. Because there is something that is tough for a lot of people. It's easy. It might sound like you just put the potatoes and the mayonnaise and things together, but I personally fail a potato salad. So I would want to hear from you, and I'm sure there's somebody out there that's also struggling with potato salad. And we're also gonna talk about the type of dishes or the type of cutlery that we use on a farm during this festive season when we eat after the break. We are back, still with Miss Denise. Please don't beat me. Maruses, yes. We spoke about Christmas and food, and we spoke about Christmas and food in general. Now we want to know about the famous potato salad. It seems like it's almost everybody's headache. Almost everybody's headache. The potato salad is like tradition in most cultures. Whether you are Damara, Herero, Bamboo, everybody. I've been to the north during festive season. There was potato salad. And potato salad with 3 different colors. People put food coloring in, green, what. I don't know what is the purpose of it. Maybe maybe for the plate to look like it's a Christmas plate or anything. But I can assure you now, it's a very stressful recipe to make, as easy as it seems. So we want to know from you, Denise, since you are an expert when it comes to potato salad, what do you do? What are the special ingredients? Take us through making potato salad.
Potato salad, Elizabeth, is best made simple. If you come with a lot of little frills in those type of things, that's when you complicate potato salad. So for me, the simplest of recipes, but the recipe that my family dies for, is basically your potatoes. But then I use Greek yogurt, condensed milk, and just a little bit of cream. Mix the Greek yogurt and the cream together just to stiffen it up a bit. Condensed milk. It's not really sugar because the condensed milk is already sweet enough. And grated onions. That is my mixture. Then with a little bit of parsley on it, and we're done.
So it's basically just a simple ingredients.
It's just a simple.
Not a lot of ingredients.
Not a lot of funny things, no.
Because people put in a lot of ingredients.
The difference comes in with the onions and the Greek. You normally put in sugar, but then you always get like the sugar granules within it. But so I prefer the condensed milk because the condensed milk then it goes into the potatoes. So you always try to make it overnight because potato salad is best when it stains and
overnight.
Yeah, when the sauce basically draws into the potatoes. So I always try to make it overnight. But it's the grated onions. You grate your onions so fine that you can taste there's something extra, but you don't know what it is.
I see.
That's the difference with the onions. That if you cut it in, then you bite into it and it's got that sting. But if you grate it really, really finely, it's almost like a watery sauce that goes into the potato salads, and then it also just melts into the salad itself. So that makes it very simple.
So you put your let's say wet ingredients one side, and then you transfer it into the
potatoes. So I always make the sauce on its own.
Okay.
So with everything, the grated onions, the Greek yogurt, the condensed milk, the little bit of cream that I've also added, I mix those things together, and then that's when I have a taste to say, okay, do I like the taste of it? After that, if I'm satisfied, if I need to add something else between those ingredients, then I add it up. If I'm happy with that, then I mix it with the potatoes and then let it stand overnight. Yeah, it's very simple.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
I'll rewatch this interview so that every time when I'm during the festive season, when I'm busy with the potato salad, my eyes are on this. Just that part alone. Denise, you have any final remarks that you want to, any message that you want to give out to the public, to anybody watching this for the festive season?
May the festive season be blessed. May we not forget that making it to the festive season is a blessing on its own already. So irrespective of how turbulent your year was, irrespective of how trying and testing your year was, let's focus on the fact that we are still here, that God has given us another opportunity to get up and basically fill our day with His grace. So see that as a blessing, the fact that you are here, the fact that you are here and still able to correct whatever you need to correct, still able to chase whatever you need to chase, still able to attain what you need to attain. That in itself is a blessing already. So don't focus on the negatives and don't focus on the things that are beating you down, on the things that are trying to break you, but focus on the blessing of just being able to be here. And they say, I have a saying that I heard from one of my favorite rappers, who is T.I., says any day above ground is a good day. So as long as you're above ground, you're going to have a good day and make the best of it.
Thank you so much, Denise. It was really nice having you. We wish you nothing but the best this festive season. May you continue with the culture and enjoy it with your family.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth.